What is up, nerds? Welcome back to Will of DDT. My name's Anonymous, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Obipity. Obipity, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Adnan. How are you?
Pretty good, man. So today we are covering, this is going to be the first in a very special series of videos on the channel. This is going to be our coverage of the Sully's Abode OP7 case tournament. So for those of you who don't know, we have done one of these on the channel before. We've collaborated with Sully's Abode. And Sully's Abode is just a really sick store in the Chicagoland area that hosts a lot of One Piece events. Their One Piece community is incredibly competitive. I think we have I know at least we have 3 serial card winners from that crowd alone, right, Obipity?
1, 2. We have a regional winner. We have another top 4 finisher. We have a Nats top 8 finisher. We got some really good players at that, really.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, everyone there is like no slouch. Really, really competitive community. And Sully, every set or so tries to host a case tournament, and depending on the turnout, a double case tournament. So this was about a 70-man event, pretty good turnout. A lot of people were at regionals that day. Otherwise, I'm sure it would have been bigger. But the games were really fun. It was really nice to get the first taste of the 07 meta. Guys, just strap in. We are going to be covering the top tables matches from this tournament, all the way down to top cut. I believe it was 6 rounds of Swiss, maybe 7 actually, maybe 7 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, and then it was 7 rounds, but unfortunately the first round at the top table did get cut off, so we're starting with round 2.
So unfortunately we're starting with round 2, but we had 7 rounds of Swiss, and then we had, I believe, 4 rounds of Top Cut after that to determine the first place winner, and all the folks in Top Cut got some split of the case that was on the line. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, Obipity. Let's play the footage.
So to start off... Oh, go ahead.
No. Go for it. Yeah, I mean, interesting leaders here.
Yeah, I mean, start off, we got Ben Solomon and Brian Walsh. I do know who Ben is. Ben is a really good player. He loves the 6K leaders. Huge Whitebeard fan. Brian, I'm not entirely sure who he is, but I mean, if he's playing RP Law, it's definitely going to be a good game.
Yeah, same here. So right off the bat, Ben starting with a Nami search here. We're looking for, so he must be running some type of Straw Hat engine. I don't think this deck honestly would have changed too much from when it was being run, even back in OP 4.5, OP 5.
The only change is some people might run the 1 cost Nico Robin that KOs at 0 or 1,000 power or less. But other than that, actually, I have seen some people run, or a lot more people run more of these 7 cost kits.
Sure, yeah, to try to boost that power. Yeah, it's it is a very,
and of course,
Bon Clay, yeah, okay, I didn't think about that. So he's going for a 7K at Law's face. I see no reason Law should not take that. Yep. Yeah. So Brian started with an 8. Yeah. Brian started with an 8K swing, just got one of Ben's precious 3 life down, and now Ben is retaliating with the 7K, and we dropped the 5 cost kid. Yeah, this is. It's tough, man. I understand the logic of why some people are playing RP Luffy. This wasn't even the only RP Luffy I saw there that day. But the fact that he's a 6K, right, just makes him a little enticing into Law, because they can't just chip away at you with 5K swings. But, even still, with the kind of board he establishes, especially if he gets these ramp effects, he's got his kid, he's got his Penguin Shachi, he has the Dawn necessary to just go, 6 a bunch of times. So it can be tough.
And there we go. Like I said, 7 drop kit
right
then and there. And all of a sudden, turn 3, Luffy's at a 7K leader.
Now that's a big deal. Now 7, I feel a lot more comfortable with, for sure. So that is solid. So he's swinging 7. Brian is thinking, man, their hands are incredibly still. I keep thinking the footage legit froze. Okay,
so blocking 2K. I'm not having a question. Okay. What are your? I mean, obviously, I know Otama is a usable card, and it is a 2K.
Yes.
But what are your thoughts on having alt arts for cards that are pretty much 99% of the time just 2Ks?
Look, man. I always said I would never spend money to acquire an alt art of a 2K counter. I always said that. So it's funny you ask me this in particular. But but then I saw Flampe and I'm like, yo, that looks really cool. The
No,
rest of my
but
BY
see,
Luffy deck is almost fully alted.
even there, like Flampe is still a usable card. Like that's something that will pretty much every single game will see the board at least once.
Yes, yeah. No,
Right.
you will play it. Right,
But I'm
right.
talking things like Veggie, the 2-cost Sanji from OP1, right? I mean, I know
Yes.
like those kind of cards.
Right, 2Ks that are literally 2Ks that you're
Exactly.
actually never going to play. Yeah, that's weird to me. Like, I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna tell anybody how to live. If you want to spend money on it,
Fair
sure.
enough, fair enough.
But
Anywho,
still.
back to-
So look
back
at
to
that.
the
I mean, 3 Dawn investment to swing 8K, and he just
Exactly.
counters out with a 2K counter. That 7K leader's really tough for Law right now.
And we have not seen. Oh no, we saw him shamble once, right? So he is down to 7. Oh, he got the
He's
knockback
at
with Stracky Penguin. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's still
Yeah.
on pace.
Yeah. I mean, RP Luffy is one deck that can ramp insanely fast just because
Yep.
of his leader ability too. I mean, especially if he gets one of those like Gatlings from life or something. I've seen
Mhm.
RP Luffy hit a turn 3 Whitebeard, which is
That's
hilarious.
crazy. And then we see another ramp with
Ooh.
Law with the Bon Clay. And I don't know if we covered this, but we
With the
did
Bon Clay.
see-
Um,
we did see RP Law. Oh, a double Bon Clay. Holy crap.
and now I was just about to comment. The Bon Clay is a very scary unit in this deck because if we
Yeah.
want to slam down that 10 cost purple Luffy or even 9 cost Whitebeard,
Mhm.
I mean those Bon Clays are now swinging 10K, bro,
Exactly.
and
For free.
for free, exactly, no Dawn required, and I don't think RP Luffy really has the removal to get rid of those until they swing. So we're suddenly in a very tough spot. Like 1 was maybe manageable, but 2 is very scary.
Yep. Let's see how Ben retaliates here with. I mean, that's a pretty scary board for RP Law, right? That's 2 8K swings right there, and then a blocker. And let's see. Okay,
Yeah,
another kid.
Another kid.
Okay.
So
Okay,
we're
so
gonna put
let's
our leader up to 8K. Suddenly that 10K swing doesn't seem as scary. Nice. So we just swung 8K with kid, with the 7 cost kid, and now leader has gone up to 8K off of both kids' abilities.
Let's see how Brian responds. Does he take it, or is he swinging into life, or is he swinging into? Okay, he is swinging into life.
He's going for game. Okay. Yeah, I can respect it because if you're going at board, it's like you're kind of wasting the whole advantage of running that 8K leader, you know? Like, I have to assume Ben knows what he's doing there. It's just, you know, if you swing at board, ultimately you are going to run out of gas eventually, whereas RP Law, I think, has more gas in the tank overall to just keep throwing down more units.
Okay, and Brian is going to take both of those. So he's down to 1 life, and he's at 7 Dawn, 7, 9 Dawn. Okay, it's still manageable. He's got 2 8K swings with the Bon Clays, and then 9 Dawn. Let's see how this works.
Yeah. Dang, I gotta say, you got eagle eyes, bro. You were able to just look at the stack of Dawn in his Dawn deck and say, like, oh, yep, that's 3 in there. There's gonna be 9 next year. Like, dang. Peep the freaking the Nika Dawn, man. Full playset of Nika Dawn. Very sexy. That should be on the other side of the board, though. I don't know why
That's
Ben's.
true. It should be. Ben just out here with his casual championship. Actually, everything's championship Dawn. It's just a black and red.
Oh, those are just the black red ones from OP2 tournament packs. But for what it's worth, those do look sick. Those do look very clean.
That's true.
So a little bit of thinking going on here. I think Brian is trying to close the game because Ben has no blockers. He has 2 Dawn up, to be fair, and he's really advertising that. He's shoving those Dawn way up there, right next to his leader, letting him know, I have 2 Rad Beams. And Brian is sweating a little bit because if he does his math wrong, those rooms can definitely save Ben long enough to go for the kill next turn. So I'm really curious to see how he maths this out.
So 11 into lead, and he's going to save it using one of those Rad Beams.
So he's just testing the rad beams right now, which is, I mean, 3 Dawn to just test if you have a counter event. I would have attached 4 and forced him to use 2 cards from hand. You know, like I don't understand what the goal is with just like, you know, checking his hand like that. But
Maybe. So here's the thing: if I was Brian, so I did play an RP Luffy. I was playing RP Law in this tournament. I did play an RP Luffy.
Sure.
He also dropped 2 7-cost kids against me.
Wow.
And I think when you see 2 of them, you have to focus on removing at least 1 of them, and it is tough.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
at the end of the day, yeah. No, I hear you, but at the end of the day, at this point, both his leader and his kid are 8K, right? So it's like if he can defend one, he can defend the other. So there's really no point in going for the kid, in my opinion. I think. Well, no, actually, maybe you're right. Maybe he goes for the kid, and that way Ben can't close the game next turn. But I don't know, man.
I think that is what Brian would be thinking right now.
Sure. That's fair.
I mean, I don't know how many cards Ben has in hand, but it looks like, I mean, we know he has at least 1 more rad beam. He has 1 down left, and it seems he has a pretty sizable hand.
Yeah.
He's covering his cards, so I'm not entirely sure. We see Brian holding wrestling 1 Dawn for a raise max.
Ooh, raise max on the active kid. One. It looked like.
Okay, I would have done 1 on the. Okay, never mind. He has 2.
Okay, so he has the double.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Brian, so now he's gonna go for board here. Yeah.
Brian clearly knows what he's doing here.
Yeah. Yep. So he is going to bottom deck that kid, play out a kid killer probably, and then just try to go a bunch of little 8Ks at the rested kid. Hopefully making it so that Ben cannot close game next turn. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, if Ben just slams down that 10 drop next turn, doesn't he win anyway? It really depends on how much counter Brian has in hand. Oh, blocker law. Sure, that was a good play. Now he can last next turn.
Yeah, that makes sense. And he didn't use his effect, so we know Ben has less than 7 cards in hand at least.
Yeah. I think Ben's got like 4 at the most right now. It doesn't look very healthy. His hand size, that is. And he's gonna go for an 8K at I don't know. I don't know. That's one thing about watching these games, quiet commentating over them. Is like, I don't know what he's swinging at, but whatever it is, it's a 1K counter will do the trick. And now we're going 10K at the life. Okay, so he's probably going for life.
Yeah, I think he was going for life then. Let's see what Ben does here.
So Ben does have the other rad beam. We can see it there. This is tough because 2 blockers means that we literally can't close the game.
Okay. And I was about to say Ben has not used his leader ability right there, but he just... Okay, so we see Anami. What is he looking for here?
If he runs Jet Pistol, that might be a little spicy, but even then, I don't think that really saves him. He's grabbing a rad beam.
Fair enough.
That's smart. That's fair.
So we might not see a 10 drop. We could... no, we're not going to see a 9 drop. If he wants to use those rad beams. He's going...
8 at the Bond Clay.
Ooh, interesting. Can he save it is the question.
Yeah. I mean, if he saves it, it's going to have to be via the blockers. He's going to have to use either his kid blocker...
But do you want to get rid of kid? Unless he just blocks and counters out.
Oh, possible.
He has... It looks like he has maybe 5 or 6 cards in hand, so... It's definitely...
Yeah. Sure, the problem is, I mean, Ben still has a...
Exactly.
Oh.
He gave up 6-cost Sanji and a Zoro. So now Ben can't get rid of those Bond Clays. Because he still has the other blocker.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. I still think at this point, since you know you can't win the game, you go for the Bond Clays. I mean, you know, if it gets the blocker, it gets the blocker. It is what it is, true. I think. Yep. You know, if he was running that Nico Robin and he had it in hand right now, oh man, that would feel amazing. You just drop it and kill Bond Clay while he's a 1K. Yep, he swings at the Bond Clay, it gets blocked. You called it. You called it, Obituary.
And we're gonna see another 7. Yep, another 7 drop. Interesting.
Let's
So
go.
3 of them.
Okay, leader's
3 of
8K, but we have no life, no blockers. This is still a pretty terrible situation to be in. I honestly don't think Ben can get out of this, but
Yeah,
let's watch.
And Brian has 9 Don, so I mean,
Ooh.
he.
I mean,
he's in a tough position. Is there a world where he just swings? What is that? 9 plus 17? Nah, that'd be stupid, right? Swinging 17 into life.
So it depends on how many cards Ben has in hand. If he has, I would kind of math it. Huh?
He has 2 Dawn up, right? So you assume 2 red beams.
You assume 2 red beams,
So
of course. So if he has, like, let's say 4 cards in hand, and I shove 9 Dawn on my Bond Clay, and I go,
it would be 17. That's the math isn't
what,
guaranteed.
18, or sorry, 8 plus 9, that's 17K.
Yeah.
17K at 8K, 12, 16.
He just needs another 2K.
So he would, if he has 4 cards in hand, there's absolutely no issue with just slamming all 9 Dawn on a Bond Clay, going 17K at life, and then the other Bond Clay will go 8K at life, and it doesn't matter because he has no cards in hand left.
Because if he's at 8, right, a rad beam is 12, another rad beam is 16, then he just needs a 2K, so that's 3 cards. And
you're right. You're right.
So that's 11. He made him use a rad beam. And let's see what he does here.
I'm still a little confused as to why he just doesn't put 1 more Dawn on there and just and he gives him another red. And now it's like you can only go 8K. Like suddenly you just lost the game. Like why not attach 1 more Dawn to those Bond Clays and force 2 cards out of hand? I don't understand what Brian's logic here is.
I mean, what he could do is he could just minus 3 Dawn. Right, get 1 active with the effect and then go 9. But he's going 8 at, oh wow.
Oh, he has no counter.
That's crazy.
That's lame. That's such a lame way to lose, bro. Having 3 cards in hand and not. Oh man.
I want to know what Brian has in hand here. Like, does he show us? Nah, he doesn't show us.
He does not. If he had a Kid Killer, I can see an argument for doing it. But I will say, Brian 100% got lucky there. Ben not having a single 1K in hand out of a 3-card hand is actually just ridiculous. Like, you know, you can't just hope for that. So Brian misplayed the hell out of that, but you know, at the end of the day, it's card games. Luck is a factor. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I can understand if he had another Kidding Killer, right? He goes another 8, and then he minuses Dawn to get, and then gets another Dawn, and then he goes another 8. So he gets 2 more 8Ks. But even then, the math isn't guaranteed with 3 in hand. So 100% you're right. Brian did misplay a little bit, but also like he got lucky. It's a card game. That's just sometimes how it goes. But overall, it was a pretty good game by Ben and Brian. And again, that was just round 2. So if this was round 2, rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Topka are. Let's hope they're heat.
Yeah, no, I am hoping they're heat. I know some of them are heat. I was sneak peek. You know, maybe some of us here on the channel were part of these top rounds or top table rounds. But yeah, guys, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was super fun to spectate, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Right.